Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitat Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakhat Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Lights well. We are doing the question and answers, and one of the important analysis of Vedanta is analysis of the dream. And we have in the understanding the truth, Scripture uses three. One is Scripture itself, Shruti, then logic, Yukti, and third one is Anubhava, experience. It's not the experience of realization, experience of common to everyone, uses that as a basis to analyze the information wise. And what is the experience of everyone? Everyone experiences waking state, dream state, and a deep sleep state. And Vedanta uses these three states of experience for the analysis and to show that you are different from all that. And this is being treated in the Mandukya Upanishad, and that's why it's most scientific Upanishad also, where it analyzes systematically the human experiences. So science is that which analyzes the experience and extracts the correct information or knowledge out of it. Now, how does the Mandukya Upanishad talks about it? It talks about first Omkara. Omkara we just discussed as it consists of Om, which consists of A plus U plus So three, A, U and And A stands for a waking state, U stands for dream state, stands for deep sleep state. And one that pervades all the states is the silence. So from silence, whole sound came, and by silence it is sustained, and into silence it goes back. So this is how the Omkara analyzed. At the same time, three states of consciousness is also analyzed. So let's first look what the scripture says about the waking and dream state, and why scripture uses the dream state as an analogy. So this we're going to analyze in a series of talks on the dream analogy, because most of the scripture uses this as a basis for establishing that it is a superimposition different from the substratum. Let's look at how the Mandukya Upanishad talks about waking state. Here, in each state, it describes the microcosm and the macrocosm also. So that is at the local level, at the individual level, at the global level. And this is also one of the analogies that are used for both the waking state, dream state, and even deep sleep state. That's why we said the Mandukya Upanishad is very scientific. And the way it describes the waking state is Jagrasthano Bahiprajnaha Saptangaha Ekona Vimsati Mukhaha Stulabhuk Vaishwanaraha. This is how it says. So what does that mean? Jagrasthano, in the waking state, now it is described in the waking state, Bahiprajnaha. One is that with respect to the body, mind, intellect, of the waking body, mind, intellect, he is looking everything as the world outside. So outside the mind is not created, that outside, it is there existing, therefore it is there, therefore I am seeing it. A rope is there, I am seeing. Hills and valleys are there, I am seeing. I don't create hills and valleys and then see it. That becomes a Vijnanavada, more or less. So now that Bahiprajnaha, that means outward looking, here it says, that means I am conscious of the external world. Now when I am conscious of external world, one I am conscious of myself that I am a seer and this is a scene. Then where did the scene come from? Who created this scene? So we bring another aspect of it in this, and it says Saptangaha. So we're going from the individual to the total, what constitutes the whole scene itself. Because Bhahi-prajnaha, the entire creation that I am seeing in front of me is what is that? It says Saptangaha, so it's going to macrocosm. Saptanga means there are 7 limbs. 7 limbs is the head, that is Ishvara, and the eyes, that because it is a witnessing consciousness like the sun, and that eyes and sun, then 5 Panchabhutas, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, and each describes that Akasha is the air to breathe, is a breathing, and Akasha, Vayu is a breathing, and Akasha is this middle part, and it describes a human being as though like Virat Swarupam, and describes that Virat Swarupam physical aspect of it, because we are talking about the physical factors that we are seeing. That is a macrocosm, and a microcosm is I am an individual who is perceiving it. And how do I perceiving it? Ekona Vimsati Mukaha. I have Ekona Vimsati, 1 less than 20. That means 19 gateways through which I am interacting with the world outside. And what are the 19 gateways? Essentially 10, this is 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas through which I am interacting, that is 10, and then 5 Panchabhutas or 5 Pranas, one of the two, and 5 Panchabhutas, let's take, that is Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, and then 4 more Antakarana, that is Manas, Buddhi, and Ahankara, and Chitta. Total 19 gateways I am interacting with the whole world outside, and that is from the individual point, and that's from the collective point. Microcosm, that I am an individual, and macrocosm, the whole cosmos is put into Saptangaha, and Akasha, everything, space, time, everything is included in that, and the whole universe is included in that. So that's called Virat Swarupam. That's what in the 11th chapter of Gita, where Krishna shows to Arjuna, including Arjuna was also in that Virat Swarupam. All that is part of the Saptangaha. And if you go to dream state, exactly same analysis. This is the Swapnasthano Anta Prajnaha Saptangaha Ekona Vimshati Mukaha Pravibhukta Bhuk and Tejasaha, and that is called the Tejasa. Instead of Virat Swarupam, it's called Tejasa, and also you can think of Hiranyagarbha also. So here, the Saptasthano, they are essentially Anta personality, but everything else is same parallel. Saptangaha, Ekona Vimshati Mukaha, and Pravibhukta Bhuk essentially is looking at the internally, and that is the Tejasa called Dvitiya Pada. We'll stop here and analyze again. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Visishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah.